Hello everybody, Disney Chris here. I thought I would make a little bonus video today because I had someone ask me how I store the files that I upload on my website, and I started to type out in an email how I do it, and it got really confusing for me to describe in words, so I thought it would be better for me to show how I do it visually. And I thought that other people might be interested in watching this too. So I'm making a quick little video to show you exactly how I upload my MP3 fully edited, completed files that are ready to be added to my website and what that procedure entails. It's actually very easy once you learn how to do it and you upload all the programs you need and everything. It's very quick and easy. But let me just run through it, and then if you're interested in starting your own website and using the program that I use, just contact me and I can give you more information about that. I'm not sponsored by this company or anything. I'm just really happy with the service that they provide, and I've been using them for many years, and it's pretty easy for me to use. It's not something you need to use. You need to be familiar with how to use code or anything. It's very user-friendly. So let me run through really quick. First of all, what I have to do is when I save my files, after I'm done editing them, I save them in WAV format, which the reason I do that is because it doesn't compromise the sound quality if you do that. And but to upload it onto the website, I have to convert the file to an MP3, and I use a great program I've been using for many years. It's very, very basic and old school. It's called FreeAC. It's totally free to download. It's FRE:AC. Look that up online if you're interested in this program. The reason I like it is you can not only convert WAV files to MP3, but you can convert video files to audio files, and it does it in such a way where the sound quality is completely unaltered. When it goes from WAV to MP3, the sound quality stays exactly the same. You don't lose any quality during the transfer. So that's a big deal for me, of course. So I've already decided to use this file here, Surfin' 60s Week. It's not done yet, but I'm going to upload it just to show you the procedure, and then after I'm done with the video, I'll delete everything. So I have it in a folder on my website here, and I'm going to just drag the file into FreeAC, and all I have to do is make sure that my settings have it so that it's going to change it to an MP3. Right here I choose the settings and it says MP3, and then I want the destination, the output folder, to be my desktop. So this is already set up for that. So then I hit this little arrow, this play. It looks like a play button, but it actually just means for it to start working, and it just automatically is transferring the file into an MP3. And this little line here shows you the progress. It gives you how much time is left, which is kind of debatable. It's not that accurate, but then it says how much percentage is done. And you can load multiple files in here at a time. I'm just doing the one for right now. It's not the fastest thing in the world, but what's good about it is that it doesn't lose any of the sound quality during the transfer. So now I have a brand new MP3 file, and I use a special program because if I load it, I can directly upload things onto the website from using the browser, but it only allows me so much memory per file to upload it that way. So they have a program that they recommended to me, that you use this program and there's pretty much unlimited amount of memory on a file you can upload, and it is really fast. It uploads really fast, and it'll automatically put the files wherever you direct them to go onto the website. So that program is called FileZilla, which I'm opening right now. This is what it looks like. And I have to type in my little thing here to tell it where to go. And if you use this program, it'll tell you how to figure out what you're supposed to type in these spaces in order to figure out how to get to your directory for your website. It'll kind of run you through exactly what your criteria is for that, either through your website host or through FileZilla. I just have it memorized because I've been using it for so long. Oh, I put in the wrong code. I've changed it a few times, so I forget what the current one is. Alright, there we go. So now I'm logged into this FileZilla, and just through my own, just knowing, having done it hundreds of times, I know that where I want to go is this HTTP docs, and then I go to, from there, images, and then I keep all of my audio files in the same folder. These are all the different storage folders right here on my website. And I keep all of my audio in the same exact folder, just to make it easier to find everything. So another important thing to remember is to make sure you carefully label all your files in a way so that they're easy for you to find. I number them by chapter and track number. So this is chapter 21, track 45. And that way, when I go through my list here, I have, once I get to the CHs, I have all the CH10, all the CH11, 12, 13, 14, and then the track numbers. Now these are a little in a weird order because on FileZilla it goes by the first number. It doesn't know the difference between 1 and 10. It thinks 10 is the same thing as 1. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't understand that. But on my website folders it does. So when I get to there, see, the 1s are below the 10s because it doesn't understand the difference. But when I get to my website, it'll have them in the right order, so that doesn't matter. So all I do is I click the file and drag it into this area down here, and then I right-click on the file and I click on Process Queue. And look how fast this file is uploading. It's like really fast. It's a 15-minute, 16-minute file, and it takes literally just a few seconds to upload. And when it's done, it gives me a little message saying your file is done, and it makes a little noise. Transfers finished. All files have been successfully transferred. So now the file is uploaded onto my website in a storage area. So now I can go to any page on my website, and I'm going to go to the page where I want the file to belong. And here we are on my new Disneyland Bandstand page, and this is what it looks like when I'm editing it. It looks a little bit different than what you see when you're going to the page just as a regular visitor. This is because I can make changes to this page, and everywhere where you see a play bar on my website, what I see when I'm editing it is this right here. So I have everything set up and ready to go to add new tracks. So right here is where I want that file that I just uploaded to go. So what I have to do is I have to type in bracket, and it has to be this exact bracket, the fancy squiggly type of bracket. It can't be this type of bracket. It has to be specifically this type of bracket. And type in bracket audio, end bracket, and then you type in the name of the file in this space, and then you do it again exactly like this, except before audio you put a backslash, and I put in between here the name of the file. And this is a special plugin for the website that the web host service that I use called Joomla, and it's called Pro Magic Audio Player. And it does use flash drive, and I know a lot of you have been having issues because some different things nowadays are moving away from flash drive. There is a new version of the audio player that I am currently using that I can download, and it does use HTML, so you will not have an issue playing the files if you can't use Flash. That's something that I plan to work on probably at the beginning of 2018. It's going to be a major project to change every single file on my website to use the new program, since I have, you know, thousands of audio tracks. It's going to take me a couple weeks, I'm guessing, to fix everything. So I'm going to kind of do what I'm doing right now because I'm in the middle of other projects, and around the turn of the year, the calendar year, in January, I'll probably start to change everything over to the new program, because it's only going to get worse. More and more people aren't going to be able to play the audio. And I think that if I change it, people who have been having problems playing it on mobile devices will be able to play the files on their phones. So that's important too. So anyway, that being said, the way I place the file is I go to this little icon right here, which looks like a movie film, like two pieces of movie film or whatever. Old school, before digital, and I click on that, and it brings up all of my storage area of all the different files, not just audio files, but images and everything. Now it's already, because I recently have visited this particular folder that I'm using right now, it remembered where I last was, so it automatically opened up the file where I last visited. But if I go back here, I can, you know, leave that, and then this is all the different folders, and then click on the folder I want, and it'll bring me to all of these files, which are the same files I just showed you on FileZilla. So I scroll down to the CH area, right? Because I named the file Chapter 21, and now they're in the correct order. They go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. Now we're on Chapter 21, so I'm going to scroll down a little faster using that sidebar. And right here, now I know this is the file because if you look, all these files have underscores between all the spaces, but this one doesn't, because I didn't name it that way. So that's why it has this little caution button, because it doesn't like that. It doesn't like spaces. So to fix that, all I have to do is hit rename the file, which is this little button down here on the side. I mean, this is, once you learn this stuff, it's all very user friendly. This little icon is to rename the file. I click on that, and all I have to do is hit OK, and it automatically will put those slashes in for me. Now I have to scroll back down to track 45. There it is, renamed. Another important thing to remember is it doesn't like punctuation when you name the files. Don't put any hyphens, commas, ampersands. Don't put any of that. It doesn't like it. It won't read it. So I had to like leave out the hyphen after the word surfing and the hyphen after the word, you know, in the word 60s, because it doesn't like it. So I click on that, and I don't want to load it as a file. I just want to copy the name of it. So when I uploaded it, FileZilla automatically gave it a HTTP name, which is this whole thing here. But my page is set up so that it knows exactly what folder it's already in. So all I have to do is copy this part of it, because the rest of it, the rest of the name of the file is directing it to which folder it's in. But my page, once you put one file in at the top of each page, it will automatically go to that same folder for every file on the page unless you direct it otherwise. So I just have to copy the part of the file that is the specifics to that particular file and not to the destination folder. I hope none of this is terribly confusing for you all. I'm trying to make it as easy as I can. So I just copy that, and then all I have to do is paste that between the space. Take out those spaces. There's not supposed to be any spaces there. Oops. So that file's loaded and ready to go. So all I have to do is hit save, and it's done. The file is ready, and I'll show you by going to my website that it's there, and so here's my website. Go to chapter 21, which is Disneyland Bandstand, and that's uploading. And it takes a minute. There's a lot of data on this page, so sometimes it's really fast and sometimes it's not. Okay, it's ready. Now, scrolling down to 45. There it is. I'll play a second of it. The file is there. So that's how I upload a file. Now, I might as well show you one other thing while we're at it. How I organize my files onto my computer, onto my own hard drive. I keep all my Disneyland audio tour files in this folder, and I have it all nicely organized and labeled. And what I do is I rename the file and I add all the information to the file. So let me delete that. Don't need that anymore. So I have Disneyland Bandstand is the name of the chapter this goes in, and inside this folder are all of the files that I have already finished that are on my website, and I name them. The letter refers to the number, like this is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U. So that's why I put the U in front here. You see U-01. That's because back in the day I had an MP3 player that was really fussy about the way the song order And if you named it by number, it did that same thing that FileZilla did, where it would like start with 11, and then after it goes through all the teen numbers, it would go back to 1, which was really annoying. And I figured out the only way to fix that was to start off with a letter of the alphabet instead of a number. So that's why I started labeling all my files that way, and I just have always done it that way, even though I don't even have that MP3 player anymore. It's just become a habit. So what I need to do is rename the file so that it coincides with my labeling for my folder here. So I'm going to name it U-45 because it's track 45. Put a dot after that. Now I can add back in the punctuation. So I'm going to put surfin, and then after the 0 there I'm going to put 60s. So surfin 60s week. So now my file is properly named, and I'll put it in the folder, and I'll hit there. So now it's in the right numerical order here. So now what I want to do is I want to rename, I want to label it in, all the information on the file. So what I do is, the easiest way is to open it up with another file that's already been labeled. And I use a program called MP3 Tag. So let me open that up. And this is what that looks like. And this, see how I have everything filled in here? Well, that's what I want to do with this file, which has nothing filled in. This picture is just a temporary thing. It's not part of it. I don't even know why it does this exactly. It takes a random picture from the folder and puts it there, even though it's not really there. Anyway, there's certain things that are the same on each folder, so each file. So I can just copy those. That's why I took both. So I'm copying that, pasting it over. Copy. Paste. Copy. Paste. Copy. Paste. Copy. Paste. Copy, paste. So those things are all the same on each file. So now I'll go in and do the things that are specific to this file alone, which is the name of the file, of course, which is surfin 60s week. The year, and just to make my life easier, I go by the year that I edited the file and not the year that the audio is from, because otherwise I would go insane trying to figure out years of stuff. So I just do the year that I edited it to make my life easier. And this is track 45 of 100. There's 100 tracks right now in this chapter. And then for comment, what I do is I go to the page and I use the little liner notes that I wrote, and I copy that and I use that, I paste that in the comment area, just so I have a place that's not on the internet where I have all that stuff that I wrote, in case I need to access it and I can't get online in the future, just so I have it, just in case. And just so if I send this file to anybody, they have that, that little description of what the file is connected to the file somewhere. So now all that information is there. Now I'll add the image. To do that, in the same folder, the Disneyland Audio Tour folder, I have a file called clip art. And this file contains every single one of those little square pictures that you see on my website. Every one of them. there's 1,649 of them. So this not only includes the pictures of the stuff that's already been edited, but several pictures of things that have not been edited yet. So that's why I can go here, because that file, even though it wasn't edited yet, I already had the picture uploaded in this folder. So let me go to 21, because this is chapter 21. They're all in numerical order. 21, track 45. So you can see, now I have 45A and 45B because I have an introductory photo here, which is not part of the numerical order. So I name that 45A and then 45B. I do that whenever I have an introductory picture. Like here I have a picture above number 53. So in the folder I have a 53A and a 53B. That's how I organize that. So I can take this picture and drag it there, and then hit, well, I have to have it clicked on the right thing, dummy. Take the picture, drag it there, and hit save. So now it saved the correct picture to the file. And if I go here, and sometimes it needs a little shake up for it to load the picture, and the way I do that is I go to, I don't know why it does this, but the way to fix it so the picture will be visible is to go to the properties folder, and if I, it's really bizarre that I have to do this sometimes, but if I rate the file and then hit apply, it's just one of those little quirky things, I guess, with computers, but there's the file with the correct picture. Surfing 60s week. So that's how I organize all my pictures, and as you can see, if I decide to add new files to the website, all of these numbers get messed up. So that's why adding stuff is such a pain for me, and it takes so long, because not only do I have to relabel everything on the website, and if you look, I have to keep everything in a numerical order in order to find the files, because chapter 21 track 1, chapter 21 track 2. So if I added a new file between 2 and 3, that would mean that this would no longer be number 3, this would become 4, so I'd have to rename every track after number 3. This would have to be renamed 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have to rename every single file after that. And I have to rename every single picture. Not only here on my own hard drive, but I have to rename all these pictures, because now the number order of these pictures gets messed up. So that's why it takes me hours sometimes to add in. I mean, there's if I added track number 3, there's 97 tracks following it on this page. And so in addition to that, I also have to rename all. This is how I use my continual play at the bottom of the chapter. I group all of the files together in a little chunk, and this is how continual play works. Well, all these numbers get messed up now if I add in a new track. So that's why adding in something new is such a time-consuming process. So, since I'm not going to be... That file that I just uploaded is not actually been edited fully yet. I have to do the final editing on it, so I'm going to take it out before I close out this page. So Surfing 60s week, I'm going to remove it. and put in a number there, just as so that the play bar appears but nothing plays, because this doesn't direct it to anything. So that, in a nutshell, is how I store, upload, organize my files. People have been asking. Well, really only one person asked, but I'm sure other people are curious. So I hope that was insightful for all of you. And I will see you this Friday with another update of the Disneyland Magical Audio Tour. Bye-bye.